Welcome, everyone, to the regular meeting of the Eureka Springs Parks and Recreation Commission. Today is Tuesday, March the 18th, and we will start here with the roll call.
Beth Giltner.
Aaron Borey.
Mark Ingram.
Ruth Gubenhager.
Rod Gray.
Kenneth Trimble.
Sam Dudley.
And we're missing Ruth Mitchell. I expect her to walk in. I haven't heard anything from her, which is not like her, so I expect her to pop in here in a second. But we have a quorum. And has everybody seen the agenda, which is limited? Do I have a motion?
I move to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
We have a motion from Ruth, and a second from Beth. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
Excuse me.
Okay, and then we have the minutes from last meeting. I assume everybody has seen them or gone over them from Dropbox. I actually tried to find them. Sam, were they there? And I just couldn't find them.
Yeah, they're in the meeting support documents.
Okay,
Aaron was a little late in getting them to me.
Aaron. Anyway.
You're fired.
Does anybody have any discussion or anything on the minutes? All right.
I move to approve the minutes from the previous meeting.
I'll second it.
Motion by Ruth, second by Beth. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. Okay. No public here, so we'll skip public comments. Just real quickly, thank you guys for being patient on the workshop thing the weather was kind of yucky. It was just not a good day. And we had all talked about wanting to go out to Leatherwood, but it was like, I think the week before the time change or something, and it was spring break. So all the cabins were full. So we reserved that to do that on April 1st, our next workshop night, and it'll be light out and spring break will be over, hopefully. And
we can maybe move it up earlier if we...
Yeah, we were
we
discussing
can even
doing
move it up earlier. Is everybody okay with making it 5 o'clock?
That work for you?
Oh, that'll be hard.
Or
It'll be
earlier?
hard for Aaron to do anything at 5 o'clock
Okay.
because he's stored and close till 5.
Right.
Well, the sunset doesn't happen till 7:30 right now. so-
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
I mean, I can make.
What day of the week is
early,
that?
Huh?
What day of the week is that?
That's Tuesday?
A Tuesday.
Tuesday, April 1st.
It's April Fool's Day to make sure
April, and
everything's
it's
not
April
fooled.
Fool's Day, so
So don't make a fool out of us.
we'll change it to 5, not tell Aaron. Anyway, so that's kind of the thing. And then I wanted to share, like, you'll notice on our agenda that we have no old business, we have no new business, and some might think that's a good thing, and some are like, what are we not doing anything? But I think it's fair to say, everybody would probably agree, we have enough going on with Basin Park, and just getting that completed and done in a timely fashion. And I think that we just have enough on Sam's plate, and we didn't have anything else really pressing for us. So Sam asked me, do we have anything? And I'm like, really, I just want to get that part done and focus all our energies on that. And then Sam was going to give us an update on everything that's going on there. And then I wanted to also mention to you guys, if you guys have anything that you want on the agenda, please contact me or Sam anytime during the month, and we'll be sure to get things added to the agenda that need to be discussed. Okay? Because it's not just us making it. If y'all have something you want, make sure you let us know. Okay. So I'll move on from that and then let Sam talk to us about all that's going on.
Hey there. Yeah, so as you know, I'm sick. I'll just read it because instead of trying to ad-lib it. So, Director's Report. As you may have noticed, there's been quite a bit happening at Basin Park recently. Due to the enormity of the project, Mark and I decided to leave new items off of this agenda and instead use this meeting as an opportunity to answer any questions that the Commission or general public may have. Obviously, there's no public, so if you guys have any questions. There are a few other pieces of news and acknowledgements to make first. However, we want to extend a huge thank you to the CAPC, the Eureka Springs Preservation Society, Main Street Eureka Springs Public Works, and the Banks Family Foundation for their continual support at the Basin Spring Park Rehab Project. This is the most significant overhaul the park has undergone in nearly a century. So the assistance is not just appreciated, it's vital to our efforts. Without all the generous support, none of this would be possible. Tomorrow, the second pour will be taking place along the southern portion of the park. Now that the trees are in the ground and the utilities are in place, the rest of the project should move along pretty quickly, with the goal of mid-April to have most of the park open and early to mid-May to have the entirety of the project completed. So we're, definitely going to try to be done before Memorial Day, and then that kind of kickstarts the season here. In other news, we finalized a new map design for the Lake Leatherwood City Park that reflects all of the changes we've made, and it looks really awesome. And we've already put in a request to Pocket Maps to get a new batch of Pocket Maps ordered, which will be paid for by the CAPC. So once again, thank you to them. As soon as we have the new bike park and campground maps completed, our plan is to make a large order and replace all of the existing kiosk maps, and just get everything up to date so we can just start fresh, Also, we have approved a new logo designed by local artist Jamie Flora of Gypsy Graphics. The logo looks great, and it really fits the vibe that we're going for at LLCP. We're hoping to have stickers and other merch made soon as well. At the bike park, we've been working with Jamie Brandt from Custom T-Rex to make our first batch of LLBP shirts and hoodies with the Bigfoot logo, or with the bike park logo. We are now working with Nick at the Gravity Feed on an arrangement for assisting us in selling them. We're also working on getting new artwork mocked up for all of the new downhill trail names, which we will be able to use for marketing and advertising purposes, which is a very fun project. And actually, I wrote this Friday. Actually got those today, so if you guys are curious and want to see them, they're pretty awesome. They're very playful. So he did a character for each of the downhill trails, because they're all named after Bigfoot, so it's pretty cool.
Are they at the Parks Department?
No, he just digital format
Okay,
right now. It's
cool.
on my phone, but yeah, they're really cool. So, in other news, I've been sick, so I stopped there. Yeah, that's it.
Just a couple of things. I don't know if you guys have noticed that the trees are all in, and they're
Yes.
pretty
Yes.
amazing. There's a really lot going on. I mean, we're doing
Yeah.
water stations at the Basin Park.
Yeah, those came in today, actually. They're up at Public Works.
Oh, they are?
He had to drop them off there because he was in a semi-truck, so, but,
And so they're running water lines for all that, water lines for all of the planting areas. We noticed that they were putting a drain in today at the bottom of the steps to come down, so it'll help with some of the water there,
Yeah.
which is fantastic.
and it'll help with the water coming down out of that, from up by the top of the park that comes down,
Right.
goes along the road. It'll filter that off before you get to the steps, which is nice.
Yeah.
That way it's not,
Which is fantastic. So
You're
there's
not
just
walking.
so much going on there. And then you didn't throw out there yet that, we're also working on Jamboree,
oh, yeah. Yeah.
which is, just another little thing that we have
Just a little thing.
going on. So,
We got the bands picked out. Our CAPC helped. We got Fossils doing the headline, and then Sillamore Spring, I think is the name of them. They're doing the opening act. They're really, energetic kind of folk music. So young group from Mountain View. Sorry,
Cool.
it'll be fun.
Is that pretty much what you have to say?
That's all I got to say.
Does anybody have any questions for Sam regarding the report?
I almost put myself to sleep. Sorry.
Yeah, you were kind of boring there.
I have two questions.
Okay, Ruth?
One, I saw the Jamborica poster that's on what's happening at, I think it was on Chamber side or, it looks good. It looks really good. We haven't made physical things of it yet, have we?
No, we have not. Haven't really started the promotion and
You just
stuff. I
wanted
need to
to-
get the
There's a digital one. you
food
did.
truck vendor applications going, and I think there's people who want to vend, like sell merchandise and stuff like that as well. I'm sure Aaron probably does too. That we want to add this year, maybe have that kind of near the baseball field so that there's opportunities for not just food truck vendors and beer vendors, but, local artists and stuff.
That's cool.
I'm scared of it though. I don't,
It'll draw more people to stay longer.
Yeah.
There's things to do, things
Yeah.
to buy, things to, just than food and music and fireworks. It's
Yeah.
more things. Good, it's good.
Can
Does
we
anyone
not
know
have
where to get,
lightning
like-
this year?
what's that?
Can we not have lightning this year?
Yeah,
No lightning. Lightning.
that'd be great.
Not, yeah.
I mean, I think last year was the worst weather you could have possibly imagined. It was 100 million degrees all day, and then right when the fireworks started, it went
Blows
lightning.
in. Yep.
Does anyone know where to do, we got water games and stuff like that, but I always thought it'd be fun to have the punch-o-meter games or the hit the,
Oh, yeah.
kind of carnival
Yeah, I
games.
was
Is
thinking
there-
sort of cotton candy thing and all that would be kind of just really carnival.
Yeah, I don't
feeling
know
to it.
where to
I'm
get
sure
that
there's-
kind of stuff.
Well, they do that every year at Berryville when they have the big carnival in Berryville, so I'm sure there's somebody there that could give us contacts for people who do those kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the county fairgrounds or something.
Yeah.
Somebody would know.
We should definitely check.
So you're in Heart of Eureka?
Pardon?
Are you in Heart of Eureka?
Yes,
Are both of you guys in there?
I
Aaron
am.
is.
I wonder, it'd be nice to just kind of let people know that we are going to have probably, I don't know what cap to put on it, 30, 40 vendors or something like that. I don't know. 25 vendors.
I
don't know if we
Once
can-
we're ready, I can throw it out to the group at a in-person meeting or on our internal website or our
Okay.
internal Facebook group.
Yeah.
But I know there would be a lot of businesses that would be all over that because last year it was asked before we were at the level to accept it. So
Uh-huh.
I'd be happy to do that when the time comes. And I know
Okay.
a lot would. Do we have any idea if there would be, at this point, any fees for it? For
sure.
I think we would, yeah,
a-
just because we
Like a
have to manage it. It'd probably
nominal
be
booth fee or something?
not crazy. I'm thinking 25 or $50 max is that's max how much. 25 would probably be more realistic.
I mean, what do we charge, like, food vendors?
We charge them a little more, but that's, they're plugging into 220-volt power.
Okay.
And, they're,
Yeah, no,
Using that
I
stuff,
think,
so.
gut instinct tells me we'd have a lot of interest in it, to be
okay.
honest.
I couldn't tell what your expression meant. I didn't know if you thought that was too high or too low. Or,
No, I think that's,
Okay.
I mean, I want to keep it reasonable and fair.
Yeah.
but
I would like to listen. We got to make money to do some of this stuff. We can't just give everything away.
But I mean, as long as it's reasonable, I mean, I would say as a business owner, if I was honestly hit with, hey, it's $50, 75, I'd be completely okay with that for the potential of the amount of people in a closed audience like that. I think
Yeah.
it's good, it's beneficial for the whole community, and, I mean, it's a no-brainer, as long as it's reasonable.
Yeah.
Which I think what you're talking is completely in a range that's reasonable and
Okay.
fair for both sides. And that's where it is. It's a win-win for Parks Department and for also the vendors.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I would recommend kind of doing a measurement of the space where you want it and deciding how many you can do before we go out. Like,
absolutely.
I mean, I don't know how
Well,
many feet
can we-
per one, but you certainly want to maybe have the spaces drawn out so people can pick where they want to be as they sign up.
So that's a good idea, and maybe there is a little bit more prominent or less prominent space and that sort of thing, but I would suggest maybe us looking at it on the April 1st meeting while we're there, kind of getting a layout and go, okay, because when we're on site, you can kind of point out, this is going to be happening here, this is going to be happening here, this is our area, what do you all think, how many people, that it's, and
Yeah.
we can kind of get a rough estimate, and then after that April 1st meeting, we can throw it out to the
Okay.
community and say, we have X amount of spaces, this is.
First come, first serve.
Yeah, and have a sign up and go from
Okay.
there.
Cool. Okay.
Ruth had two questions, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. My other question isn't about Chamberica, it's about Basin Park, so.
Yeah, go.
Should I, okay. Have you gotten to the point, well, two things in my second question. One is, do you have anything in the budget or do you want a donation? I think a sign, like when you go to a public square somewhere, like I was in, where is it, Santa Fe last year, all this construction, they had a little sign, with a little banner, thanks to, the benefactors that are helping it. So a little description of what's going to be here. We're going to have a water station. We're going to have this. We're going to have that. We think we're going to be here by Memorial Day. A little more, some public information on a banner they could hang up somewhere.
That's a good idea. It might be like a little bit late we should have done that when we first started.
Yeah, but we still could because we're getting closer to the point where you can maybe say, we hope to be open by Memorial Day. And of course, if you're earlier than that, it's fine. But to give a reasonable estimation and maybe even plan a ribbon cutting, whatever you're planning for the grand opening, reopening thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to like get the word out on
think that's a
Facebook
good
that we're,
If nothing else, have somebody come paint it on one of those big wood panels that are out there now. But I do think it is a really good idea to have a little banner.
Coming soon.
Yeah, make
Yeah.
a banner, yeah, like they have,
And,
pardon our
yeah,
progress.
and giving thanks to everybody publicly.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. I mean, I know you need something else on your plate, but let's assign that,
Here, I'll let-
you. Hey, let Mark,
I'll let Sparky's pay for it. If you want to use Kate or something for a banner, glad to pay for it from Sparky's. If someone wants to help me design it or something, or you can.
oh, there we go.
I can't design, but I can pay for it.
That's a good Rod thing.
I'll help you with that.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
sure. I have a question to ask about, okay, the vendor idea, I love this, really do. So we'll have to have electricity for them too.
I think the vendors will be not, we'll just say, bring your Square reader on your phone.
That's possible, but you need lighting once it gets dark.
Oh, well, once
You
it's
couldn't
dark,
be able to see,
we're
so.
shelfing people out. I mean, it's over at 9:15, or fireworks start at 9:15. And
We're
then they're
also
over at
the baseball
9:30, and then
diamond,
it's like,
remember, which has lights.
yeah.
And so,
We crank the lights right after the fireworks,
Okay.
so.
yeah, so I
just
think they'll
thinking-
be okay for that particular.
Because I don't think we have that kind of capacity for,
And I might,
Yeah,
it made me think also, you might reserve some spots for nonprofits. And if they're nonprofit, they wouldn't have to pay. So let's say Good Shepherd wants to have a box, was the other one, Purple House or whatever.
Purple flower.
Purple Flower, yeah, if there's 4 or
Yeah, for
5.
sure.
I don't
I
want
think
to
I
do a
was
lot
gonna-
of those, but, if we have some nonprofits that want to be there, I think it's a good idea to
Yeah.
offer,
And
save a few spots for that.
allocate that first.
Yeah.
I mean, not first, but separate. And then if they're not taken up, then we can
Then-
open it
yeah,
up for
yeah.
additional vendors. But I think that's,
And we can
I
leave-
think that's a very good idea.
we can leave the nonprofits like as many as we want, because,
We'll find a place for them.
yeah, we'll find a place, yeah.
Okay.
I've got a question about Jamboree, if I could. I wasn't at the Jamboree last year, so I don't know, has the venue changed? Is it still at the ballpark?
Still at the ball, yeah.
Okay. Are we going to be able to use the baseball field?
I need to get with Steve and Victor. They were talking about getting a tarp, we can still like walk on it, that's fine. I mean, but the only issue is the water games, like the foam pit and all that.
Probably not.
I might have to,
New ballpark.
yeah, we might have to rethink where we put those, but that's not a huge deal. But, I mean, they'd probably appreciate it if we didn't put vendors and stuff on the,
Yeah, they've done a lot of work out there. I wouldn't want a whole bunch of people tramping all over it.
yeah. I'll just tell everyone to wear their metal cleats and come down and
Still
hang
belongs
out.
to the city. Still our park.
Yeah, I mean, no one's going to do any harm to it if they're just walking on it, but we just don't want to have water games, and I don't think we would want that.
No.
It's July, so it's not like they're going to use it for another month or two after that.
Yeah.
Right.
But-
I've got one other question. The year before last, traffic getting in and getting out was a mess. It bottlenecked really badly at the gate. Has anything been done to
I'm having
alleviate?
PTSD, yeah,
Any of that?
flashbacks of, yeah.
Was anything done last year or?
Yes.
So we have worked with, in fact, I've already gotten a commitment from Clear Spring to help with parking, and I've already gotten with the Hidden Valley Ranch. I can't say that with a straight face, but they're the place right across the street
Right.
from the Maxwells, and
Yes.
they're going to let us use their parking area. They have a big, giant, humongous field, and they're going to let us
Right.
use that for parking. And I told Clear Spring they could manage it because it's not our property, so, and told them they could charge $5 or whatever, and
So they would be
keep the
down,
money and,
they would be down across the road?
yes.
Yeah, Ken,
Yeah,
last
we're going
year-
to try to keep everyone off
Last year, we
204.
had a different parking problem. Like one year it's one, then the second year it was a different one that
Yeah.
people were parking on the side of the road that was no parking going towards.
I'm going to have, my crew,
So we're going to manage that really well this year.
I'm going to have my crew stationed on 204,
Yeah.
just making
But
sure no one's parking.
We're learning each year what the problems are, and Rod is our official parking guru, and nobody wants to mess with Rod.
I won't worry
I nearly
about it.
got ran over last year.
Get struck by lightning, ran over by cars,
Yeah.
went home soaking wet.
That guy was wanting to run
But
over me.
it's a real issue. It's a big.
Yeah. It gets tough right there at the end.
Yeah, that's the big problem is, just people coming in is one thing, but then they're all trying to leave at the same time. But I'm hoping if we can keep people off 204, then that'll just help everything. Because then you just come down, if the ball field parking is full, then you go down to the other place, down by the Maxwells, and you park there. And then there's no issue with 204 at all, and we just tell people.
At the end of the day, that was our big problem last year, is parking
Yeah,
on that main road and blocking the trolleys from being able to go down there.
Yeah.
Anybody. That was so big.
fortunately, 4th of July is on a Friday this year, so it's going to be, probably be a lot calmer, yeah.
Sure.
We'll have a bigger turnout, I bet.
Fun. Anybody else have any other good questions for Sam?
I'd like to ask another question if I could.
Yeah.
Concerning the chinkapin seeds.
Oh, yeah.
Planting. I wasn't able to go, and I think maybe some of you folks went. But I did notice, I don't know if it was in a picture in the paper or what, but that somebody was doing video.
Yeah, we had 4029 News Network came out, and Edward Robinson came out and did a bunch of photos. And
My question, I guess, is any kind of video going to be available, YouTube type thing or something like that?
I think we
that
could get with
people could find out, what's involved in planting chinkapin seeds. 'Cause I, for one, have 5 in my refrigerator right now that
really?
I'm getting ready to put in the ground, and I've done this before with very limited success.
Well, I recommend going down and talking to Juanita and Madison because they become quite the
It sounds like
experts on
it.
it.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
The details are pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, see if there's a YouTube, because, they came out and did a story on it, and then 4029. I know it was aired on TV.
And didn't we do the link?
But-
Well, it wouldn't have done every detail on the link.
Correct, yeah. I'm sure Juanita has all that
Yeah.
information still.
Yeah, I'm sure
so
she does.
I'm sure it's locked in her brain forever, actually. She probably doesn't even need the papers.
But that really was a cool event. Beth, Rod, and I, Sam were there, and
Yeah.
it was really a really cool event.
Yeah.
Who knew?
And I'd like to,
Yeah.
I'd like to
Surprised
point
how
out.
easy it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a little more difficult, but it was very easy.
Yeah,
It's
not
just,
too bad.
there's details in
A
it.
lot of steps.
You don't go deep,
Well, in
you know?
nature, they just fall on the ground, so it's, there's not a lot.
True.
I'd like to just point out that was, I had basically like 2% to do with that whole event. So that was all Juanita and Madison and Steve Churchill. So
I'll check with
yeah,
her.
I don't want to take credit for that event.
Yeah.
I did almost nothing. So thank you, Juanita and Madison and Steve.
All right, if there's no more questions for Sam, we're going to move on to committee reports, which we don't have any. We have no old business, we have no new business. So I'm going to go skip on down to commissioner comments. We'll start with Beth.
Just that I'm really impressed with the way the concrete looks at Basin Park. It looks like limestone, and as it gets dirty and aged, it's just going to look like rock. So
Yeah.
I really love what they've done down there. It looks really good.
Those stamps are cool.
And also, we were walking around the ballparks the other night, and I'd never noticed some big, beautiful, colorful signs out there. One is by that new steel bridge that goes over the creek
Oh, yeah,
alongside
yeah. Uh-huh.
that shows some of the fauna and stuff that's out there. It was
Yeah.
really nice.
The riparian zone.
Yes.
Yes.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. I think we installed that a couple years ago.
Well, it looks good.
Yeah, thank you.
Aaron?
I would like to reiterate kind of what Beth said, but, I've been continuously impressed by the progress at Basin Park. I think the team that's doing it, everybody involved, is doing an amazing job. It's sometimes hard as a resident, as a tourist, to really see what the end game is going to be. but every time I go by, I see major progress that I can envision what is actually the ultimate going to be. And I think it's going to be really amazing for this town. I think it's going to be like the heartbeat of downtown. And I just want to give props to all the teams, from donations to the Parks Department to the contractors involved, because it's truly coming together quite beautifully. And I think it's going to be, like I said, the little heartbeat of downtown. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Thank you. Ruthie?
Oh, I want to mention baseball again. I'm excited about baseball. They played Decatur or whatever last week and all that.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and those poor kids, they've had a game on Friday and one on Monday, and both days it was like 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts.
I know, the wind and all that, but I've heard lots of excitement about it, people talking about it, and how excited they are that baseball's back, and the field looks good, and people are out there and playing, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Victor and Coach Steve and even people like David Biasat just loaning their time and efforts, and it's been really cool to see everyone come together on that. And yeah, it should be a fun thing to have.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get Frito pies.
Hey, and you know, it might not be a bad idea to post their baseball schedule on our parks page.
I put it on Facebook.
You did on Facebook? I need to go back and look at that.
Beat you to it.
Now because I'd like to know when the games are.
Yeah.
I was driving to Texas on Friday. I just decided to go ahead and go because I knew how bad the wind was going to be, and it was as bad as I expected.
But on stuff like that, and I'm not a Facebook person, but can't you set that to like repeat every, like maybe a post that goes every week or 2 weeks, it gets back on
It'd be nice.
the site?
I can try to get in the habit of doing it every,
Whether
2
it's-
days before every home game.
Whether it's manual or if there's a setting, I'm just saying, because
Yeah.
rather than having to go back and find it, because out of sight is out of mind. So if it was like a regular thing, it might help promote more people to be like, oh, we need to do that this week. We need to go up there. And
Yeah.
I think seeing it in a
If you go to
reasonable...
eurekaparks.com/news events and go to our Google Calendar.
I need you to keep this easy for me, Sam.
Remember our demographic? I still have to call my nephews and get them to fix my phone setting.
Yeah.
Let's
Are
see,
they
when
like
is
2
next?
and 4?
But anyway, I mean, that schedule is kind of handy, and it would be really nice to be reminded of that.
Next
Cool.
home game.
We're on to Rod.
The trees are bigger than I thought they were going to be. They're really nice. So, yeah, I agree, the concrete looks really good, but boy, those trees are going to be great.
Yeah, and they're going to probably bud this year.
Oh, they're already budding.
now.
They're budding, I didn't get to see that. I drove by just now.
I get to go, and after this meeting, I'm going to go water them
Oh,
because they're pouring concrete tomorrow, so
okay.
figured probably don't want to be pouring or watering trees when they're pouring concrete, but yeah. So if you want to come look at them.
I have another board meeting after this.
Oh, okay.
I'm bored with that. Ken, anything?
Board day.
Yeah, I'd reiterate about the trees downtown and in the park. I think that, yeah, they're over and above what I was thinking that would be there. And I knew I was going to be impressed, but I didn't know I was going to be that impressed.
Right.
And I think it's going to be a real showcase down there. Yeah, really, really great work all the way around, great coordination of the whole project. And so thanks a lot on that, Sam. And also, I've been to all the home games at the baseball
Oh, you
field.
have?
Yeah. And a lot of the soccer practices that go on at the same time, which is really interesting. Parking area is pretty busy down there. But yeah, the field looks great. The lights are doing their job. A week before, we went to a game down in Jasper for baseball. It was actually their opening game, and they played a team that went to state, and it was pretty tough go for a bunch of kids who were just now learning to play baseball. But they had a really beautiful setting. But I think Leatherwood, we can hold our heads up high. I mean, it's really a beautiful area down there. The park looks great, and yeah, I think it's going to be a great fixture down there. Yeah.
That's really cool. All right, Sam, anything left for you?
Oh, I did, you're concerned about water. it is pitched down slightly. You don't notice it over 30, 40 feet, but the whole park is sort of pitched just slightly down so that water goes off.
Good.
So,
Good to hear.
yeah.
Cool. All right. With that, all I need is,
I move, we adjourn?
I'll second.
I have a motion by Ruth, the second by Beth. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.